Thank you for joining us at Black Roses Financial on our first season of Empowerment Through Financial Literacy. I am Sir Philip Anthony Rich, and I thank you for participating in our 10th episode, Students and Teachers. This episode, I'll be explaining 403B plans and discussing alternative routes for saving for college education for your children. Let's start with our teachers or public school employees, tax-exempt organizations, and ministers. Instead of 401k retirement plans, the tax-deferred employee contribution plan specifically for public school employees, tax-exempt organizations, and certain ministries are called 403B plans. Functioning much like a 401k plan, the funds are allocated toward an annuity or mutual funds for growth. Another name for a 403B plan is tax sheltered annuity, or TSA. Depending on each state's mandates and plans offered, an employee must take responsibility for how they are invested. Whether conservative or aggressive, there is a time and place for everything, so having a financial professional to guide you is important, especially toward your retirement age. And much like government employees, these state-funded employees have many of the same type of benefits, like life insurance offered through the employer, that should be carefully reviewed to be sure that every allocation is accomplishing a goal specific to the investor or employee. It's always best to set an appointment to review your account, and we go from there on what to do, if there's anything to do at all. A lot of the time, I find individuals are right where they should be with regards to how aggressive or conservative they want to invest, but some small adjustments can make a very large difference in some portfolios. As for the pupil, finding college education funds is the largest obstacle that students will have to face once graduating high school. For a middle-class family, the question of paying for your children's college education is the same question of how much do I need to retire comfortably. So basically, it's how much do I have saved for retirement minus how much do I need for retirement equals college funds. Now, there are 529 plans which are specific to education funding purposes, with large tax penalties if used otherwise. So if funds are not for one child, it is wise then to just pass it down to the next child or other family members that may want to further their education. Placing a large amount of funds into a plan this specific may not be the best plan for most individuals or some individuals. This is why we explore other plans that have a bit more flexibility in usage. Let's take a look at what we could do with $150 per month towards your one-year-old son's college education fund using life insurance. Now, this may vary from state to state. Okay, so as you can see, over a span of 40 years, you would have spent $36,000, but you would have a guaranteed tax-free cash withdrawal amount of about $15,000, while all the time receiving a guaranteed death benefit of $199,000. If we look at the non-guaranteed columns, we can see that the midpoint and current columns change dramatically. The midpoint numbers show how much the account value would be if the interest rates fell to half of what they are now, and the current columns show what the account would be worth if the interest rates stayed the same as they are today in 2017. After 20 years, the now adult, has close to $35,000. And they can use this for schooling or anything else that they see fit, like maybe starting a business. That is the beautiful part of permanent life insurance. A 529 plan can only be used for educational purposes, where these funds can be used for anything at all with no taxes as you withdraw. And just to show you the difference between boys and girls, where men are more expensive to insure, the same savings amount goes further for a girl as she matures into a woman. Let's take a look at what we could do with $150 per month towards your one-year-old daughter, your one-year-old daughter's college education fund. Again, using life insurance. Now again, this will vary from state to state. Now, over a span of 20 years, you would have invested about $36,000. But you would have a guaranteed tax-free cash withdrawal of about $16,000, while all the time receiving a guaranteed death benefit of, if you can see a little bit more, of $239,000. Again, once we look at the midpoint to current interest rate outcomes, we can say the pupil will have close to $35,000 of funds they can use for schooling or anything else they see fit without paying taxes on this withdrawal. We can also see the death benefit has risen as well to about $400,000 by the time they are adults. Furthermore, if this policy were kept in force and paid $150 per month until age 70, the retired adult has now a pool of a guaranteed $131,000, over $131,000. But the cash value could realistically be well over $600,000. And again, remember, these are funds available without taxes needed to be paid. Plus, if you are leaving a great legacy for your loved ones to pass down, plus you are leaving a great death benefit for your loved ones to pass down, and with a death benefit of over about $1 million. One will live well on the cash value funds for quite some time in retirement, and or feel more comfortable investing in a more aggressive portfolio, knowing they have these funds safely invested. Now, this is an example of one alternative method of college education planning. There are many other ways to do many of the tasks you are already performing. Some are more efficient and effective than others, but understanding them all and knowing your end goal is important. Find a day in your busy schedule to put some time and funds away for your children's future. As you can see, just $150 can go a very far distance, and we can always fit other ways that work for you. My information is on the screen, and if you go to my website, you can fill out a form and set up an appointment. Or you can call or email to set up an appointment as well. Let's set up a time to talk over a free consultation to meet with me in one of my offices so that you may ask questions and learn more about Black Roses Financial. Remember, I have many offices near you in the Washington, D.C. area, so let's find a place that works well for you. Thank you for joining me, Sir Philip Anthony Rich, with Black Roses Financial on empowerment through financial literacy. Episode 10, Students and Teachers. Please be sure to join us next week on episode 11 with a message from the heart, where we summarize Black Roses Financial and how we can help you. Till next time, thank you. Cheers.